Welcome to FanDummies. I'm Greg.
And I'm Aaron.
And today's show is all about the Wonder Woman movie coming out, Wonder Woman 1984.
Pumped, excited, can't wait.
We will talk about how you can watch it, what you should read before you see it, and we will tell you how Steve Trevor is still alive. You better watch out. Fasten your invisible seatbelts because there could be some invisible turbulence on this invisible jet. We are going to keep spoilers at a minimum until after the mid-show break. Then we're going to uncork the crazy. Once you hear us ask you to join the Patreon, that's when you know spoilers are about to get real. To get us started, let's go over what Wonder Woman 1984 is about. Wonder Woman squares off against Maxwell Lord and the Cheetah, a villainess who possesses superhuman strength and agility. I think cats are already pretty smart. So it's just like a regular cat. Is that what this is?
It's a cheetah, Greg. Not a house cat, a cheetah.
All while reuniting with her love interest, Steve Trevor. Wait, the cheetah's into Steve Trevor too?
Well, she was in the comics.
Everybody's
so I don't
into
know.
Steve Trevor.
Maybe.
Steve Trevor. We actually never thought we were going to get to see Wonder Woman 1984 in 2020.
We haven't seen it yet, Greg.
That's true.
Haven't seen it yet.
The theater release kept getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back.
So many times.
I mean, Erin's not one to like leave a bunch of comments on anything, but I could tell she was like leaving imaginary hate comments on all of DC's social media. Like, come on, just put it out to streaming. Like, we will buy it. Just put it out.
Yeah. I'll pay more than going to the movies just to watch this.
So tell us what's happening.
We're going to get to watch Wonder Woman 1984 because it's finally premiering at the movie theaters. And it's also going to stream the same day on HBO Max, which is going to be December 25th.
We're living in the future.
Uh-huh.
This is the future.
Some theaters are not open because of the virus. So it's not like it's not DC's fault. It's not the theater's fault. It's this freaking virus's fault.
In my opinion, it's long overdue. I love theaters, but you hate them. Like, I can never get you to go to the theater.
I don't hate going to the movies. It's just so convenient to watch movies at home. I mean, you get snuggly dogs. I don't have to sneak in my snacks.
And the theaters around here are disgusting. They're really gross.
If you get annoying people like next to you, it's just not the same as watching a movie at home. I can pause it to go to the bathroom.
True. You cannot eat Swedish fish quietly. It's impossible.
Or popcorn.
You're just smacking those lips because that's just how it works. They should only sell cupcakes at the movie theater. Something quiet.
It's funny. But if you do end up going to the movies, some of the movie theaters have promotional items that you can get. I think there's like popcorn buckets and some special like drink cups, I guess, with Wonder Woman on it. So you can look for that stuff. Some theaters have it.
Get your popcorn. I do like going to the theater, even though they're kind of gross. And you run the risk of sitting next to a loud person.
Wait. It's like Sheldon on The Big Bang, and he has the bus pants that he wears.
That's how
when
you
I go
are.
to the movies, I'm like, I have to put on my movie clothes.
She sets napkins out on the back of the seat so she doesn't get her hair dirty.
Ugh, it's gross.
HBO Max costs about $15 a month. We were already an HBO subscriber, and we switched over to HBO Max. We have watched a ton of movies on HBO Max for this podcast. And in my opinion, it ended up being way better than regular HBO.
Yeah, I think we've watched way more content on HBO Max than we ever have. Well, maybe we watch a lot of shows on HBO, but a lot of the DC movies are on HBO Max. They rotate out, so you have to check for them. We just did the Batman episode last week, and we watched
two of those.
Two of them on HBO Max, but then by the time I was working on the video and I was looking for some screenshots for the video, the movies weren't on HBO Max anymore.
No. And we actually ended up missing it because we watched the third movie. We rented it on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Because we missed the window for the third movie.
There's way more movies on HBO Max.
Yeah, so
than
shockingly.
you would ever think. Yeah.
Yeah, we always watched HBO for the shows.
Yeah. And we watched a lot of the sci-fi movies on HBO Max when we did our top 10 sci-fi movies of all time.
It lives up to its name. It's Max of regular HBO.
Wonder Woman 1984 is directed by Patty Jenkins. She directed the last Wonder Woman movie from 2017. Patty Jenkins was so adamant about having this movie released to theaters before it was put on streaming services that they just would not release it, on HBO Max.
I'm surprised the director has that much power. Like, you would think once the movie's done, it's the studio's choice of how they sell it or what they do with it.
A lot of the scenes, I'm not 100% sure how, like shooting the scenes work for IMAX. But what I read online was a lot of the scenes were shot for IMAX. Mm-hmm. And so I don't know how they're going to translate that into just like your TV. I guess we're going to find out.
Yeah, they always do it somehow.
It was shot for the big screen. But Patty tweeted the day that they announced that it was coming to the streaming service. Mm-hmm. She says, "The time has come. At some point, you have to choose to share any love and joy you have to give over everything else. We love our movie and we love our fans. So we truly hope that our film brings a little bit of joy and reprieve to all of you this holiday season." She goes on to saying, "Watch it in theaters where it is made safe to do so. Check out the great work theaters have done to make it so. And available in the safety of your home on HBO Max where it is not."
Where it is not what? Safe?
I guess safe. I don't know.
It's pretty dang safe in my house, Patty. I mean,
she wants you to go to the movies.
I'm walking around here with tissue boxes on my feet, rubber gloves on, and Lysol on my hip like I'm the Mandalorian.
Oh. She says, "Happy holidays to all of you. We hope you enjoy our film as much as we enjoyed making it."
So wait a minute. First, she tells us our house is a COVID-infested dirt hole.
Yeah.
Then she says, "Happy holidays."
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I typed this tweet in. Like, this isn't something I found online. I think I got it right.
Well, all right.
And she can't go and edit tweets, so that's it.
It's not too late to delete it. Wonder Woman 1984 was expected to be one of the biggest films of 2020 with the potential to surpass $1 billion.
That's crazy.
$1 billion. Do you think it'll make anywhere near that now?
I don't know how it can.
It can't.
I just don't
answer that for you. It can't.
The last Batman movies that we just watched, those grossed $1 billion worldwide. Mm-hmm. So I just can't imagine, with the theaters not being open, paying $15 on HBO Max. They could have charged you more to watch it on HBO Max, but then you'd have the big uproar like Mulan on Disney Plus. Mm-hmm. Like, why would it be extra if you're already paying for it?
Their only hope is if HBO Max paid them $1 billion, because once it's on HBO Max, that's it.
Maybe once the theaters open back up, they could do a re-release to theaters. That would be kind of cool. I might go see it then.
Yeah, maybe they could rotate it off of HBO Max and then only make it for rental, like on Prime.
Yeah. I'm sure it'll be available to rent soon after. I don't know how long, but I would think so.
Yeah, because if it's $5 to rent it and you don't have HBO Max.
Or you can maybe buy it on Amazon for like $20.
Yeah. It'd be cheaper just to rent it if you don't have HBO Max for sure.
Yeah. It's totally worth $15 if you don't have HBO Max. I mean, that's still way cheaper than going to the movies for 2 people. If you take your family, I mean, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But $15 is affordable.
Well, the movie cost $200 million to make it.
Yeah, that's a lot.
They got to make more than that.
Uh-huh.
For perspective, the 2017 Wonder Woman movie made $800 million globally in the theaters. Warner Media CEO Jason Kilar said in a blog post that 4 million people went to the theater to watch Wonder Woman in 2017.
That's a lot of people.
But if you think about it, there's billions of people on the planet, 7 billion. So 4 million is really not that much.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a lot of potential out there for movies still.
Mm-hmm. I just think Wonder Woman is even bigger now than she was in 2017. I think the last film kind of projected her out into the superhero fandom world even more than she was to start with.
Wow.
Production on this movie began in June of 2018.
It's old.
And they finished it in December of 2018. I mean, that's 2 years in the making.
I know. Like, release the thing. Crying out loud.
It's a long time. The Wonder Woman movie from 2017, it took place during World War I, like about 1910. And Wonder Woman 1984 takes place in the 80s during the Cold War.
No.
Yeah.
1984 takes place in the 80s?
Just in case you didn't know.
Oh, okay.
It
Thank
was
you.
during the Cold War. That's the point that I wanted to make.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's good. Wonder Woman was also in Batman versus Superman, and that took place much later in 2016.
Uh-huh.
It will be interesting to see how they incorporate things in the 1984 movie that if we were to rewatch this Batman versus Superman that we might see. Because think about that. Like, that's the future, which means they have to incorporate some of that in the past in order to get Wonder Woman to that point in the future.
True. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Since the film was supposed to premiere back in June of this year, there's tons of merch already out for the movie, which is pretty fun to me.
Yeah.
I guess at least you didn't have to wait to buy your Wonder Woman in gold armor statue Funko Pop.
No, you definitely didn't.
Oh, check out my really cool jacket that I'm wearing.
Yeah.
Thanks to Greg's mom.
Early Christmas present.
Shout out to Greg's mom.
I don't think she listens to the podcast.
She does it?
No,
Yeah, she does.
I don't think so.
Oh, she's going to see my thumbnail with me wearing this really cool jacket.
All right, let's dig deep into the characters and the actors that will be in this movie. There are some that are familiar, and there are some that this is the first live action appearance. Let's start with the two that we know.
Well, there's Gal Gadot, and she plays Diana Prince.
What?
AKA Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
There's also Chris Pine.
Yeah.
He plays Steve Trevor. And back in the 2017 movie, he was a World War I pilot. And do you remember he died in that movie?
We think he died. His plane exploded.
It's kind of like the Batman movie we just watched.
Right, it is.
Batman's bat jet. What do you call it?
Batcopter?
I don't remember what it was. It was something cool that he flew.
It was just called the Bat.
Uh-huh. We thought he took the nuclear bomb out and exploded, but nope, he is still alive.
Somehow.
And so maybe Steve Trevor's still alive?
I think so.
He parachuted out? I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. He
But-
jumped out.
I'm pretty sure he died.
Well, you'll tell us after the break, won't you?
He wasn't like sitting in the little French cafe with his honey. Diana would have been there.
True.
So.
She would have found him long before now.
But he's back in this movie, and we're going to speculate on his return. And there's going to be major spoilers after the mid-roll segment. So beware for that, but also be excited.
Be excited.
Yeah.
The new characters are not new to Wonder Woman, but this is their first live action performance, so it's pretty cool. They all happen to be villains. Isn't that crazy?
The dark side. The dark side is alive, Greg.
Ooh.
Kristen Wiig, she plays Barbara Minerva, a.k.a. Cheetah. She's an archaeologist that works at the museum with Diana. You might have seen her in Bridesmaid or on Saturday Night Live. I'm thinking maybe she might bring a little comic relief to the movie.
Maybe.
Because the DC movies, they're not funny like the Marvel movies.
No, they're also typically not good like the Marvel movies, unfortunately. I mean, the original Wonder Woman was pretty good, but everything since then has been terrible.
Yeah. Pedro Pascal is also making an appearance in this movie. You know, the Mandalorian.
It's more than an appearance.
He's going to be playing Maxwell Lord, which he's going to be the big bad. I think Cheetah's going to be a bad, and then Pedro Maxwell Lord is going to be the biggest bad. The bigger bad. Maxwell Lord, he's a businessman and con artist. You just don't want to trust him with your money.
He's got that look to him.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I would trust the Mandalorian with Beskar, that's for sure. He'd take that right away.
Yeah. And like we said before, you might have seen him on The Mandalorian alongside Baby Yoda.
Mm-hmm.
You think Baby Yoda is going to make an appearance in this movie?
He's probably in the green room.
Nope, he's locked up on Moff Gideon's ship, Craig. Without a little blankie. Pedro Pascal was also in the Prospect movie that we just recently did a podcast about as well. Can't you tell we're huge Pedro fans?
That's right. Vote for Pedro.
Another fun movie. Cheeto has a really cool Funko Pop.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get this one. We'll put a link in the description to some of the Funko Pops you can get. I'm a somewhat of a pop collector, but these are pretty cool.
Yeah. We got to be careful with pops because they're big. Even though they're small for one, when you have like 10 or 12 of them, they start taking up a lot of room.
You mean my gigantic Mandalorian holding Baby Yoda right there?
Yeah, that thing's absurd. I want to pop the head off that and put it on to your Baby Yoda. It'd fit perfect.
Let's do it.
I'll have to order another one and I'll have to get the Dremel out and cut some ear holes.
It's fine. Just cut it. I only need one.
All right. Now we're about to get into my favorite part of the show. In order to get the most out of watching Wonder Woman 1984, you're going to want to prepare just a little bit. Just a little tiny bit. Little tiny bit. Aaron has developed an easy-to-follow 4-step program to take you from being a Wonder Woman dummy to a ready-to-watch Wonder Woman 1984 fan dummy. Easy. 4 steps. Step 1.
The easiest way to prepare would be to watch the 2 movie trailers. There's only 2 that exist as of now. You can find them on YouTube. We'll put the link below. It's easy peasy lemon squeezy. Just watch them and appreciate them. That's all you have to do.
That seems pretty easy.
Yeah.
Step 2.
Watch or rewatch the Wonder Woman 2017 movie.
Oh, that makes sense.
We also have a podcast talking about the movie as well. Our podcast episode is a good companion to watching the movie.
Our podcast episodes are a good companion to watching any of the movies we cover. So, tell your friends. Step 3.
You should read the short list of comics.
Ooh.
You can read Kingdom Come. It's a 4-issue miniseries from 1996 by Mark Waid and Alex Ross. If you want to see Wonder Woman wear her Golden Eagle armor for the first time, you'll see it in that comic run.
Nice.
It's cool. And the art of the miniseries is just beautiful, and it's a different style, so it's worth reading it just for that as well.
Well, Kingdom Come, a lot of DC stuff happens in this 4-issue miniseries. We get to see an alternate Superman.
Yeah.
It's really a pinnacle 4-issue miniseries that everyone should read.
Yeah, we covered the Kingdom Come comics because of Superman came from it from Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Exactly.
You can read Justice League Generation Lost to learn more about Maxwell Lord.
Pass.
Okay. If you read Wonder Woman from 2016, issue number 3, you will learn more about Cheetah.
Okay.
Wonder Woman's true villain. We're going to talk a little bit more about that comic in a few minutes here when we talk more about Cheetah's origin story. Go ahead and read that comic. It's pretty good. It's short. You should also read Batman and Robin, The Hunt for Robin. And in this comic, you'll learn more about who has used the Chaos Shard. In this comic, you'll read about Batman, Ra's al Ghul, and Damian Wayne.
Nice.
That's a good one too.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go into any spoilers on these comics. I want you to experience them yourself.
And the 4th and final step in Aaron's 4-step program to watching Wonder Woman 1984 without being a dummy. Step 4.
If you want to dive even further into preparing, we suggest you read Wonder Woman 1984, the junior novel by Calliope Glass.
Ooh, and this is where the good stuff is.
We are going to go way more in depth into this novel in the upcoming segment. So if you want to have some probably really close to being correct speculation, then stick around or read the novel yourself.
Yeah, this novel tells us a lot.
Uh-huh.
And we're pretty sure it's spot on. So if you're ready for some spoilers, we're about to get in it. We will put the steps and all of the links that go with the steps in the description below. So you can clickety-click them and, get ready. Get prepared. If you'd like to support FanDummies, please check out our Patreon. For $5, you get a bunch of benefits. Go to patreon.com/FanDummies. You get the show a little early. You get additional segments. You get slightly different edits from time to time. All sorts of stuff just for you. It's a pretty sweet deal. And you support the show, which we would appreciate. Of course, another great way to support the show is just by hitting that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe, giving us a thumbs up on YouTube, or leaving us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. Even if you're on CastBox right now, or Overcast, or one of those apps. You just go over to Apple Podcasts real quick, and like, whoop, 5-star, whoop, whoop. It's on every iPhone, whoop, 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 5-star, real quick. I mean, you could subscribe over there, but you don't have to. Just the stars are all we need. If you are new to FanDummies, we talk about superheroes, science fiction, and fantasy, TV and movies every single week. You can listen to us on any podcast app or on YouTube. You can see us and hear us. Welcome to spoiler territory.
This is where the good stuff happens. I cannot wait.
Now, just keep in mind, nothing is 100% known. Gal Gadot hasn't texted me in several days, so I'm not sure if these spoilers are real.
Did you make her mad at you again for asking her too many questions about the movie?
I tried. She says she can't tell me, but I'm relentless. We think we're pretty right. So let's start off with Wonder Woman 1984, the junior novel. I, of course, didn't read this book because I read exclusively science fiction. But Aaron read it, and I'm excited to hear about it just along with everyone on the show.
Yeah. Greg, you totally should read it before we watch the movie.
I might.
It's short. It's 160 pages. It's written for a younger audience.
So that's like one bathroom read for me.
Yeah. You'll zip right through it. It's an easy read. It's good. I like how Calliope writes. She has a good writing style.
Okay.
So I kept looking on Amazon before, and I knew the movie got pushed back again, but the book was supposed to come out July 7th, and I kept looking at it every day, like leading up to July 7th, and I'm like, there's no way they're going to release this book. It probably has spoilers in it. Probably is the whole movie.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way. July 7th came around, and I bought it.
And
it was available. Yeah. So that was pretty fun. But it ended up to be only about half of the story. But I knew that going into buying the book because I'm a part of a Wonder Woman group on Facebook.
Okay.
And so people in there were talking about how it just ended. So I had that in my mind going into it. So I wasn't as disappointed as a lot of people. You'll see reviews when you look, especially on Amazon, that people are just so mad. They're like, I want my money back. Why did I pay? It's $7.99 for the Kindle version, or it's $6.78 for the paperback, and it's not even a complete story.
I don't know what to say. I'm just speechless.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a continuation? Or do you think it's like the first half of the movie? Like, what does your gut tell you?
It definitely has to be the first half of the movie.
Wow.
Because it sets up everything in the movie. And I don't know why they didn't just give us the whole book. I mean, I guess it's huge spoilers.
Yeah.
Or why didn't they just wait to put the book out once they released the movie? I guess it's too hard to stop production on the printing. The Kindle version would be really easy.
Well, every book that they make a movie out of already has the spoilers.
True.
You know what I mean?
But this is supposed to be, I think, pretty well adapted. I wonder if they cut out the ending of the book or if they planned on ending it how they did in the first place.
Yeah. So if you're convinced it's the first half of the movie, it'd be pretty interesting if they said, hey, find a place to cut it and edit it, and then you can still release it.
Yeah. I kind of have a feeling that that's what they did, but I don't know how long it takes them to produce books. Like, how long would it take them to print a book and then ship them out?
I have no idea. So you might ask, what is this novel about? if it's not a complete story. An all-new chapter in the Wonder Woman story. Diana Prince has been living quietly among mortals in the era of excess, the 1980s. Huh. Spoiler alert, wait till she hears about the 2000s. Though she's come into her full power, she maintains a low profile. She keeps it on the DL. She drives a Ford Taurus. She lives in a 1-bedroom apartment. It's pretty low key.
If you watch the trailer, keep an eye on the car that she gets out of. She's all dressed up and she's going to an event.
Yeah.
And she gets out of I don't even know what it is, like a 1980s car. And it's just great. Like I saw her getting out. I'm like, what?
Yes. But it gets great gas mileage. She's a curator of ancient artifacts at the Smithsonian and performs heroic acts incognito style.
Mm-hmm.
She puts on the outfit, no mask, but no one knows.
You can't tell.
Impossible to tell. But now Diana will have to step directly into the spotlight and muster all her wisdom, strength, and courage to battle villains Maxwell Lord and the Cheetah and save humankind from a world of its own making. Proving she is a hero for our time, for all time, for everyone.
For me?
For you, Aaron.
Love it.
She is responsible for ending the VJs on MTV. She said she saved the world from its own making.
What's a VJ?
You don't remember the VJs? So MTV used to play music, back in the 80s. Instead of a DJ like at a radio station, they called them VJs, but they were literally a person that told you what songs were coming up.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Like Carson Daly?
Yeah.
Oh.
But Carson Daly, I don't think was a real VJ. So Aaron, why are you so certain that this book is a spoiler for the movie?
Well, the description of the book is Wonder Woman 1984. The junior novel retells the action-packed adventure of the movie and features 8 pages of color photos from the film.
That's a pretty good indication. It says, retells the action-packed adventure of the movie.
Uh-huh. That sounds like it, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Uh-huh.
Okay, well, let's get into the main story points for this junior novel because I'm dying to hear what this thing's about. The story focuses around something called a dreamstone. Did I get that right?
Yes.
Ooh. It's kind of like a shard. Wait, shard. Yeah, I said it right. Shard.
To set it all up, Barbara Minerva, she's an archaeologist and works for the Smithsonian in Washington, D.C. And her job consists of researching items brought in by the FBI.
The FBI?
Yeah, and one of the items ends up being a ring with a citrine stone, a.k.a. the Dreamstone.
Ooh.
We find out that the Dreamstone grants one wish to whoever is holding it.
So everyone just wishes for more wishes?
Yes. No. I don't know if you can.
Does it go like, It's like when you tell Alexa something and she's like, I'm sorry, but I don't find anything on that.
Barbara wishes to be like Diana. This is what turns her into Cheetah.
Mm.
Barbara and Diana work together at the museum and they're friends. And she sees her confidence and strength and she just wants to be like Diana. Because Barbara is pretty much just like a hot mess. She has no confidence. She's nothing like Diana. And Barbara doesn't know that Diana is Wonder Woman, which is pretty funny to me. So when she wishes to be like Diana,
the stone makes her like Wonder Woman.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I get it. It. When really she was just trying to be like beautiful and confident.
Yeah.
Got it.
The part I was looking most forward to learning was how was Steve Trevor alive?
Yeah.
How is he going to come back from the dead?
He's a clone. He's an alien.
Maybe. The book might not be right. Remember in the Wonder Woman 2017 movie when Steve, he sacrificed his life to save a lot of people?
I remember.
Well, if you're not putting the pieces of the puzzle together yet, Diana wishes for Steve to be alive.
I just did it as soon as you were saying that because Barbara she made her one wish. So she probably was like, oh, this ring is used up. It's, played out. Like, well, here, Diana. Here, have a wish.
Your turn. That's not exactly how it happens, but yeah, they both get turns. There's also Maxwell Lord, and he's a con artist / businessman. He has commercials on TV where he's promoted his oil company that anyone can have stakes in. And his company is doing horrible. His wells are empty, and he ends up wishing that he possessed the power of the Dreamstone. So he pretty much becomes a human Dreamstone.
Oh, wow. So people come give him a rub for a wish or what? He's like he's like Genie? He's like
yes.
Shaquille O'Neal?
I'm just going to say yes. I'm not imagining rubbing on Pedro Pascal Greg.
Huh. Hey, whatever does it for you.
Because of the Dreamstone, his company is turned around and is very successful, like overnight. And he ends up taking the Dreamstone to Egypt and also to the President of the United States just to grant them wishes. And because of this, it's resulting in an all-out nuclear war. And this is where Wonder Woman comes in to save the day, and this is where the book ends.
Interesting.
So it sounds like it's setting up the movie, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm not just making this up.
I bet you this is like the first 15 minutes of the movie.
Hopefully it's more than that. I think it's supposed to be like half of the movie. And I think that as well because it seems like whenever I read a book, I'll look at the Kindle and it's at 50%. And that's when it's just like, boom. That's where the story just
hits you.
Hits it. Yeah.
Yeah. So you think that that's how it's going to be in the movie too?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe. In the novel, Barbara Minerva turns into Cheetah by wishing she was like Diana, aka Wonder Woman. But in the comics, Cheetah's origin is different. In fact, Barbara Ann Minerva as Cheetah wasn't in the comics until the modern age, which is not that long ago.
A different person was Cheetah. You know how like different people take the mantle of these superheroes all the time?
She became Cheetah from an ancient ritual and was a powerful human-cheetah hybrid, whatever that is.
A cheetah hybrid. Half human, half cheetah.
A high cheetah. A human.
In the New 52 comics, she was cut by a ritual dagger. And that's how she becomes possessed by the goddess of the hunt. And she's also half human, half cheetah hybrid. And just one scratch from her claws, like, whoosh, you can become a cheetah as well. And it's not just for anybody, it's also superheroes as well.
Wow. Bet you that makes having friends challenging.
No, it's like being a werewolf.
Well, I know.
Or a vampire.
You know how it is. Like sometimes you toss the remote to your friend and you accidentally scratch him. You're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Did I scratch you? And they're like, wow. Like it would be, it'd be a lot to deal with.
Yes. In the Rebirth era of comics, which are from 2016 to present, her origin changed again. Her powers were given to her by a plant god. You can read more about Cheetah's origin story in Wonder Woman #3 from 2016. That's the one I said to read in step 3 in our prepare section. So that goes with that one. And if she turns into Cheetah from wishing on the Dreamstone in the movie, none of those comics that I just talked about, that's not her origin story.
Yeah, I always hate when they do that, but it sounds like Cheetah's had a bunch of different origin stories.
But it just seems like they should stick to the comics somehow. But we don't know yet. We think that is from her wish, but you just never know. She is working around ancient artifacts and stuff, so you never know.
It's funny how this movie kind of revolves around a stone, right? We just watched a bunch of movies around Infinity Stones.
Yeah.
Infinity Gems. If you're a comic.
DC, Marvel, they're all the same.
Yeah.
They all have stones. They all have gems. They all have... Everything's the same.
It's so funny. Another reason we believed Wonder Woman 1984, the junior novel, will be a lot like the movie is that there are scenes in the movie that we can recognize in the trailer, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
So we're going to go through the trailer really quick. And apparently, Aaron tells us the trailer makes a lot more sense after reading this book.
Oh, yeah, totally. I might have finished the book at night, and then that next morning I woke up and I'm like, I have to watch the trailer now that I know more about, what I'm going to see in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
The trailer starts off and you see a watch laying inside someone's apartment.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably Diana's apartment. And that's probably Steve Trevor's watch.
Okay.
Yeah. We saw the watch before in the last movie as well. I love how it's Welcome to the Future and they show the Mega Mall.
That's 1984 for you.
Love it. It just brings back those Stranger Things feels. The Starcourt Mall.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait to see some 80s coolness.
Yeah, yeah. We also see Maxwell Lord, and he's on the TV, like a whole bunch of TVs, and he's just broadcasting on them. And what is that yellow gemstone sitting behind him?
Is that the shard?
I don't know. And he says, think about having everything you have always wanted. He hints at wishing with the dreamstone right there. In another scene, you see Maxwell Lord, and he's holding this really large gem or stone or crystal item, but it's big. And in the book, they talk about the dreamstone and it's in a ring. Mm-hmm. So I can only imagine, your finger can only hold so big of a stone.
Yeah, it's not going to be a giant boulder on a tiny little ring.
Yeah. So I'm thinking for the movie, they just wanted to up the prop and make it more dramatic. So they brought in this giant crystal. It looks cool though. But people online are speculating that it's the Chaos Shard.
Ooh. The Chaos Shard is a fragment of crystal originating in the Sphere of Gods. Initially found on Earth 2. Now you're going to have to know some DC stuff. It's initially found on Earth 2, and it was a power source to a gigantic weapon being developed by that world's United States. The crystal is extremely powerful, able to magnify energy and grant wishes on a multiversal level.
Sounds a lot like the Dreamstone.
Yeah. This allowed it to defy physics and thus appear magical because it was using the multiverse.
Yeah, that's what makes that one even better, doesn't it?
Broken, its powers fractured. A piece of the Chaos Shard landed on Earth Prime, or Prime Earth.
Is that our Earth?
That's DC's Prime Earth, where it was recovered by Talia al Ghul. You don't want really her to get it. She'll use it to wish Oliver back. Her husband. The Green Arrow?
Yeah.
But she uses it instead to rapidly age Damian Wayne. Ra's al Ghul, that's Batman's son, in case it wasn't obvious. Ra's al Ghul then planned on using it to resurrect Talia, which I don't know why, and Damian, which if he has the Lazarus pit, why does he need the stone? But maybe it's because they don't come back with their soul.
Yeah.
However, Glorious Godfrey, which is a glorious Greg name, who had been collecting the crystal shards, he's trying to make the whole rock instead of just the shards, trying to put Humpty Dumpty back together again. He arrived and took it. Also, he took the sarcophagus of Damian. He took it to Apocalypse in the name of Darkseid's son, Kalibak. This is some serious stuff here. This is some serious. Now, this is deep into DC kind of storytelling, but, Apocalypse and Darkseid and all those folks are all kind of part of this DC universe that I wish we see more of. We don't really get to see too deep in any of these movies. In Marvel stuff, we get to see really deep into the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
Like we get to see a lot of stuff. And I think in the Arrowverse shows, they started to kind of get in there deeper, but never in the movies. Which I thought was really weird.
No, hopefully someday. In the trailer, you see this scene and there's like this giant dirt wall that's built up. And you're like, what the heck? You think that they're in the United States, but all of a sudden it looks like they're in a different country. Well, that's when you see Diane and Steve. They're flying their jet.
Yeah.
It's not an invisible jet.
What?
It's just a jet that they steal. And they take it to Egypt. And Maxwell Lord, He lets Amir wish for a border around his land, and Diana ends up knocking down that large section of the wall because the people on one side of the wall, they can't get water, so they're getting pretty upset. So that's what that like little scene is. It makes more sense once you read it.
People have one wish, and they wish for the stupidest thing.
He wants his territory back in Egypt.
I get it, but you could wish for a lot of stuff.
Ooh, my Funko shipment has just shipped.
Ooh.
Funko Pop Pez Mandalorian style on the way. I can't wait. There's also a scene, it looks like Diana is fighting in the White House. It has to be the White House because Maxwell Lord is letting the president make a wish. So it has to be.
Hey, Mr. President, would you like to touch the shard?
Uh-huh. And at the end of the trailer, you see Wonder Woman unveil her like all gold outfit for the first time. The Golden Warrior Asteria.
Ooh.
Just gives me chills thinking about it. It's awesome.
You could get that outfit if you want.
Okay. Apparently, it's a pretty popular cosplay outfit, but I don't know if I've ever seen anybody wear it because it's so in depth. Like, who's able to build an all gold armor?
It'd be crazy.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'll walk around Comic-Con in that. And if we're seeing Wonder Woman wear her golden armor in the movie, that probably means there's going to be a really big war or a really intense fight because she usually only wears that armor when she's going into battle. This means war when she puts it on.
So you were able to get all of that out of the trailer.
Uh-huh.
So you read the book, you watched the trailer, and it was like a totally different experience.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. These aren't really super huge spoilers. I think it just kind of details out probably what we'll see in the movie.
Yeah.
And make it make more sense going into it. So that you're not watching the movie going, what's going on? And then you go home and you have to research it. And then you're like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. You kind of go into it knowing about it.
Sounds awesome, though.
Yeah. I mean, we don't know how the movie ends. So this, I mean, it's spoilery what we're talking about. And we're not 100% sure that it's going to happen. But, you know, it's kind of fun to speculate.
Yeah, it's totally fun to speculate. Anything else you want to say about The Wonderful World of Wonder Woman 1984?
Well, hopefully after the movie is released, they'll put out another half of the book.
Yeah.
And I'll buy it. Or I don't know if they'll give it to us for free or if we have to buy it, but I'll spend another $8 to read that last half.
Sure, why not? Then you can see if it's the same.
Yeah. I love reading Wonder Woman books. The novel books that they have that DC sells. I like that.
Yeah.
It's different than reading a comic.
Well, that's going to wrap us up on Wonder Woman. But before we go, of course, Aaron wants to tell you about homework.
In our last couple episodes, we've listed out a bunch of content that we're going to probably cover on the podcast. So this episode, we're just going to list it down below in the description. So check it out there. And if you want to hear me talk about it, you can go back to our last couple episodes and listen to it. It doesn't change too much. We have our shows pretty much planned out up until the end of January so far. There's a lot of good stuff coming. A lot of stuff ending, a lot of stuff coming. And I'm pretty excited about this next month and a half.
Yeah, we're going to do the Wonder Woman, right? When it comes out?
Oh, yeah,
yeah, for sure.
No, Greg, we're not.
No, this is it. This is the one Wonder Woman show.
Done. I don't have to watch it. I read the book.
Thank you for listening to this episode of FanDummies. Please subscribe, rate, and write us a review if you haven't already. As always, links to our Patreon, our merch, our everything you would ever need is in the show notes below. If you want to reach out to us on social media, we are at FanDummies on everything.
Also, on the podcast today, Little Clover is here. Wait. Can you see her outfit? She's also wearing her Wonder Woman costume.
That's right.
She's really tired. I don't know why. Put her in clothes and she's like, snuggly. She likes it. So see what you're missing out on if you don't come check us out on YouTube.
That's right. Thanks again for listening and watching. Bye.
Bye. Do. Wonder Woman. Look at this little girl. She's like so tired. Wonder Clover.